Matrix code 101010. 1 represents the manifested. 0 represents the unmanifested. 1 represents the masculine. 0 represents the feminine. 1 represents form. 0 represents the formless. They are one, though, and not separate. And you are those codons. You are that matrix. You are both form and formless, masculine and feminine, manifested and unmanifested. So, where do we find the unmanifested? Where do we find the 0? Inward. The 0 is you. Your real identity is emptiness, vastness, spaciousness. And until you recognize the emptiness within your being, you're going to cling to the 1. You're going to cling to the identity. You're going to cling to form, the finite. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's all set up this way. But in order to change the world in view, you have to return back to the 0, emptiness, pure consciousness. And only from that intelligent space, that very deep, wise and loving, powerful space, can you transform the 1. And it happens effortlessly when you start to rest as the seer, as the witness. The reason why your world seems to be filled with suffering, constipation, and stress is because we're lost in thought forms. We're really interested in the numbers. What's going on up here? The manifested. And manifestation's beautiful. We can play with it. But if you're struggling, if you're suffering, it's because we are attached to a limited ideology and concept of ourselves. And concepts are fun. It's Play-Doh, it's paints. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not fun when you don't realize this is a dream and projection of your consciousness. There is only consciousness. There is only light. There's only this beautiful intelligence, whatever we want to call it, God appearing as what looks like concrete form. It's just this isn't really stagnant. The 1, the finite, the manifested isn't really solid. It only appears that way like an optical illusion. And I can tell you, nothing I say will make sense until you turn inwards and you sit in the stillness and the silence of the 0 that you are, the emptiness that you are. And it's so paradoxical because the 0 is so full. It's not empty in the way the mind would like to think. It's vast, electric potential. All right. But in order to access that vast potential, you have to go inward. It's an inward gaze. You are conscious that your awareness is that. So basically, where's your focus? If it's outside of you, you're looking at an echo of your past vibration. And if it's deeply uncomfortable, traumatizing, irritating, frustrating, it's because you're too focused on the 1. You're too focused on the manifested realm. You must stay in contact with the unmanifested, which pulsates through your body like an electrical field. It's a river of light, a river of energy, a river of love consciousness. But you must have the courage and the will and the desire to go inward. All right? That's all the suffering is. It's telling you to stop, drop, and roll into your beautiful heart. This is where the kingdom and the queendom is, but you must have the desire to keep this bad boy open, to keep the inward gaze on the kingdom and the queendom. What we call heaven, what we call paradise, it dwells within you, and you bring it forth as the 1. You bring it forth as the finite expression once you've made contact with the 0 within you. Once you've realized that your consciousness is the infinite expanse. You just have to go deeper than the thoughts. You have to go deeper than the emotions. You have to go deeper than the body and the mind. This is how you master your world. This is how you master the character. Understanding the matrix code, that you're everything that you see is the ones and the zeros of consciousness. It's just the one is limited. It's finite, it's transient, it's fleeting. And that's why it feels so bad to suck the tit of form. Sorry, but that's why it feels so bad to look outside of you and go, yes, this is where my joy is, this is where all my love is. No siree. That's the human way. The godly way is inside, inward, and I access all of that information and wisdom and love within me because I'm connected to all. I am all. You're like a ginormous spider web or like a dream catcher. It's all a matrix code. It's all the matrices. You are the creatrix, though. You are receiving information based on how conscious you are. We can look at this in many ways, infinite ways, really, but you are the nexus point. You are that center point in the center of a dream catcher where all the information floods into. Okay? That's you. That's why you have access to so much information. This is why begging stops, seeking stops, because all you have to do is turn inward and raise your vibration. All you have to do is turn inward, detach from the thoughts and the emotions and the timeline you think you're in, and you dive deeper. Because you're not a thought, you're not an emotion. These are fleeting experiences. And all we come to realize is resting as the zero or in self-realization is no thought can really tell me what I am. It's drag. Thought is a costume. Emotions are a costume. It's all this boundless, spacious ether coagulating into this for an experience. It's just sometimes the experiences are very tight and claustrophobic. And you can break that claustrophobia. You just have to remember you're nothing, you're emptiness. You don't really have a name tag. That's your costume. And the only reason we suffer is because we get attached to the costume. But you're timelessly free as awareness. You're timelessly free inside. You have to go inward, though. And then eventually you're just here. You're just resting and you're looking from here. You're no longer trying to grab outside because you understand everything outside is actually a reflection of my inside. So we reverse engineer. We slow down. We take deeper breaths. And we realize that what's looking is what we're looking for. And from there, we focus our energy. We focus our life force, which takes maturity. It does. It takes maturity and it takes a will. All right? But your will is God. So what do you want? Do you want to keep looking outside of yourself? Do you want to keep giving your power away to the external? Or do you want to delight in the internal realms of Source? Which means you're going to have to take a break. Which means you're going to have to go sit your booty down to meditate or do a walking meditation, anything that brings you inward to yourself. But you're going to have to put your phone down. You're going to have to take a break from YouTubes and social media and your normal day-to-day grind, so you can step out of that matrix. So that you can receive a new view. Because you deserve that. We all do. You're worthy of that. But you must love and honor yourself enough to be with yourself truly. Not as a thought form. Not I'm sitting on my couch and just thinking about tons of stuff or being irritated about tons of stuff. I mean, you're diving deep and resting in your throne. You're diving deep and keeping your focus and awareness inward. And you'll notice as you keep your focus and gaze inwards, you build a charge. You build a very big charge and energy around you because we're not draining our life force with focusing on the external, the one, the finite. Because it is a dream, it is a mirage. This is why everything becomes purposeful and intentional and conscious, because we realize how much time and energy we waste by thinking and daydreaming and hoping and begging and seeking and YouTubing and going through all of the things outside of ourselves. I will not bullshit you here. Your awareness is that. It is God. It is the Christ. It is the Buddha. But if you keep giving your free will away to a human thought, you're going to feel human. You have a human in you. You have a God, goddess in you. You'll notice when you go human, when you play small, when you doubt, when you go very linear into time-based dynamics. You feel bogged down. You start to compare. You don't feel happy. You don't feel joyful because pure beingness is a delight. Because now you know what this is. This is a projection and a dream of consciousness that you are weaving with your thoughts, your emotions, your deeds, and your actions. So the only place we need to go is the mirror. The mirror. And make eye contact with ourselves and realize that that beautiful gaze, that beautiful form, the flesh that's appearing is the manifestation of the unmanifested. And as you sit in that pure consciousness, that presence, you will see the light beam through your eyes. You will see the light beam through your pores. You will see the radiance of what we call God shining through what looks like an imperfect form. This is the beauty of self-realization. This is the beauty of giving yourself and giving yourself the permission to be you now. Because life, God, the universe, whatever you want to call this magical mystery, only wants to be you. It only wants to appear as these beautiful shapes. All right? But you must know that you have the power, the will, and the focus, and the life force to transform any distortion, unconscious belief, or anything that is out of alignment with love, radiance, empowerment, harmony, goodness, gratitude, all the wonderful things in life. You must know that your awareness can chop through that shit. But you have to want this more than you want the whole addiction of everything outside of you. And the paradox, about this is when you come home to yourself, your vibration raises because you know your power, you know your worth, you don't settle for less. And naturally, through your timeless perfection, through your childlike radiance, amazing things start to pop up. Because you're resting as your royal self, so to speak, not the human self. You bring the human into you. You see the human distortions and you integrate it in with the light of your awareness. That is the zero. Zero is your hero. Always return to emptiness. Always return to the zero if you want the one to reflect something more beautiful. But you must remember that your thoughts and emotions are like paints. And no one else is moving the paintbrush. It is you. So you must become conscious of your strokes, baby. Okay? And just know you can have a different stroke. But return to the zero so that you can be your own hero. Always remember to look from it, not for it. Your will is done. Bye-bye.